held 2 sessions over the last 2 days. Yesterday we spoke about virtual and live events and what opportunities come from the fact that live events and virtual events are meeting in the middle, and what opportunities come out of that. So the ability to extend the reach of what's being discussed at a meeting, the ability to stretch the shelf life before, during, and after the event, the connecting dots and creating touch points for delegates and participants to hear about an event and to converse after the event, and really the new types of forms that come out of it in terms of remote events and hybrid event formats and virtual event formats. That was yesterday. Today we spoke a lot about the way that new media and social media is influencing the meetings and events industry. In the 1-hour session we focused primarily on what the strategic objectives are. How do you set objectives on a personal level, on an organizational level, on a community level, and on a global market level, and how they influence each other, and what some of the practices are that people are currently doing within this forum of the Research, Sales and Marketing meeting here in Gdansk. I found the participants very engaged. We did a little lineup of, where are people on the scale of being observers or joiners or producers of some of these technologies, as Groundswell has identified these different, say, user adoption levels of these new technologies. And I found, different ranges of people, whether on their personal growth path for this and how they apply it for their organizations. And usually I find that transition from the personal discovery to the organizational application, that's where people are having, let's say, struggles, I think, with themselves, with their teams, to see what does this mean for us and how do we apply that. And it's very natural when something's only 5 years old. Strategy is a difficult thing. And I think we need to look across the globe to see how these strategies are being applied. Not only look at best practices, but find what's close to your own DNA to determine your strategy. And that's something you can discover through the values and by working with teams through these personal gains that they felt and the personal pains that the organization feels. And then how do you apply that in crafting a strategy that comes natural, so it doesn't cost a lot of effort when you want to execute the strategy. Because this is not something, it's like learning a new language. The first 3, 4, 5 years can be painful and tedious, but the benefit of speaking the language can have many, many returns that you would never get if you don't even apply yourself to learn how to speak the language. That's a good question. I think doing the baseline, right? Strategy is always about baseline and where do you want the vision to be. I had met some people that represent Gdansk that are very enthusiastic about the city. I've been doing some work with the Poland Convention Bureau and have had the opportunity to travel to Poland and deliver some programs and meet people from Poland. I think the Polish industry is very proactive, which I like. I like proactive people that take initiative and take actions. The fact that on contributing to the program and the fact that it's taking place here on the shore of the Baltic Sea, it's a place that I've not discovered before, and I think it's very exciting. I really liked, arriving in a place that feels like it's like a cocoon that's comfortable for the conference because it fits the size of the conference. I know there's a lot of events going on, which is exciting, right? We have a volleyball tournament going on, I think at an international level, where these people are in the hotel and in this environment. We have a European Union conference going on, which brings in a lot of the difficulties I know that presidencies of the European Union bring in terms of security and things like that. And it feels like the city is really in tune and the country is very much in tune to these priorities. So meetings are important and events are important to Poland, and that's what I perceive. Yesterday I got the chance to walk to the evening function, which was held at a fantastic historic place, which has a very specific characteristic, and had the opportunity of meeting some people afterwards also, and going into town to get this seaside atmosphere on the Baltic Sea, which is very different from, especially with all the terraces and people being outside and historic buildings. It's a very historic place. And it's beautiful. People are proud of it, and you can sense that. I find the service levels in the restaurants are a very good level, and people feel very comfortable here. So that's, so how does that compare to how I felt before? Before it was a name, now it has emotion and structure and feeling around it. And that context, I think, is great for events.